little over an hour ago, an incident happened to me in which inspired this video. I'm still pretty upset about what happened to me today, and I'm just winging this video, so bear with me and forgive me if it turns out poorly. I live in a small town. The town I live in is like 400 people or less. The nearest big city with a Walmart is about an hour's drive away. Today, I had to go to that city, get some chores done. While I was there, my wallet was stolen. I think it fell out of my pocket and somebody picked it up. You know, that happens all the time. That's not what inspired this video. What inspired this video is when I got to the gas station. Now, there's a gas station chain called Ed Staub & Sons Fast Break or something like that. I work for them. I'm one of their employees. They're a chain, a family-owned chain, based primarily in Oregon. They have a couple of locations in California, but that's beside the point. What I'm getting at is today, after my wallet was stolen, the only way for me to get home was to either do the Apple Pay with my phone or do a manual entry of my card, which means typing in all of the numbers on the front of my card and then, you know, flipping it over and giving them the expiration date. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how could I have done this if I didn't have my card? Well, the Apple Pay, it will allow me to open up the application and see the numbers on my card. It's directly linked with my bank account. It knows. And I can see that information just using my fingerprint. Now, why this is all relevant. The Ed Staub & Sons Fast Break, they claim that they can accept Apple Pay inside their stores. Well, the truth is, it only works like less than 1% of the time. Honestly, I've been working there for like 5 months and I've only seen the Apple Pay work one time. Whenever people at the location I work at, when somebody needs to use Apple Pay, because it's their only form of payment, we have them do the manual entry that I was talking about. Well, this particular location, in the city with the Walmart that's about an hour away, I came in and I explained that my wallet had just been stolen and my only form of payment was going to be the Apple Pay. And you know, of course, we try it and it doesn't work. No surprises there. That's generally how it goes down. Now, I asked them if we could do the manual entry. You know, that's what we do at my location. Well, I was told that they don't allow people to do manual entries there because of stolen credit cards. You know, I couldn't prove that it's my credit card for if I was doing a manual entry. Now, she told me that they would not be able to hold me accountable if I had used a stolen credit card when I enter it manually. They have no way of holding me accountable if it's stolen, you know? Well, I offered to leave my name, my phone number, and the location that I work at, you know, and if I had chosen at that point to use a stolen card, it would be very easy to hold me accountable for making that choice. You know, they know who I am, they know where I work, and they know how to contact me. Well, so there's absolutely no reason for her to tell me that they will not accept a manual entry because they cannot hold me accountable if it's a stolen credit card. That was a lie. She lied to me. Now, on top of this, essentially, I asked to talk to the manager after this, of course, you know, because I was getting a little upset. She told me that she was the manager, so, you know, that didn't really help the situation, but it's essentially Ed Staub & Sons, you know, this corporation is essentially telling their employees that they believe that they will bring in a stolen credit card and they will attempt to use said stolen credit card. And in order to prevent this, they're going to punish everyone for the actions of a few. I don't believe that I should be punished for the actions of what other people have done. And I also find it incredibly insulting that the company I work for doesn't trust me. You know, they don't trust their employees to that extent. That's unacceptable. I can't believe it. I find that so insulting, and I even resent the accusation that I would bring in a stolen credit card and try to use it. It's just mind-blowing to me that we live in a society that punishes the majority of the people for what a few have done. That's essentially what happened to me today. Because some people have brought in stolen credit cards and typed them in manually, Ed Staub and Sons thinks they can justifiably punish everybody for what the few have done. That's unacceptable. I can't believe we live in that kind of a society. It's mind-blowing to me. Now, when all of this was happening, I asked the woman, I asked you, do you think what's happening to me right now is moral? That's the question I asked her. And she said, yes, doing my job is moral, whatever. I'm just trying to do my job type thing. And that's not what I was asking her. I was asking her if she believed what she was doing was moral. And, you know, I could see it in her eyes that she didn't believe what she was doing is moral. But she couldn't sit there and tell me that, yes, I believe what I'm doing is immoral, but I'm going to do it anyway, you know. I understand that. I understand where she's coming from as well. It's just, we live in this society where she can be compelled to act in an immoral way because out of fear of losing her job. That's mind-blowing to me. That kind of society is acceptable to the vast majority of adults. I'm only 23 years old. I'm still relatively young. I haven't been an adult for long, but I can tell you right now that the world being handed to us, I can't believe what the previous generation is trying to hand my generation. I can't believe it. It's mind-blowing, but I digress. I'm trying to talk today about what happened at the gas station. I could see it in her eyes. This woman knew that what she was doing was wrong, but she was doing it anyway. And she was doing it because that was her job. Her words were, I'm just doing my job. That kind of attitude, that's a horrible, horrible attitude, but she's being compelled to behave that way by her employer. And I think that's incredibly wrong. She essentially said to me today that the people who hunted down Jewish people in Nazi Germany were justified in their actions because they were just doing their job. And it begs the question, when somebody does something immoral, are there different degrees of immorality? Is hunting down Jewish people and taking them to a concentration camp just as immoral as punishing one for the actions of another? It begs the question, are there different degrees of immorality? Is there any lesser sin, if you will? According to, religious texts like the Bible, no, there is no lesser sin. All sins are equal. I'm not necessarily partial to that particular philosophy, but it's very difficult for me to know what the truth is. I don't know if there is less or more immoral things that one can do. I was never taught such things. Not in school. The church is a joke, but that's another story. If you're like me, and you can see that this world is evil, and you refuse to be a part of it, and you refuse to just bend over, contact me. We together are strong enough to change things. I can't do it by myself. I can't. I need you. I need your help, and I'm begging you to help me.